Last night I drank too much. Downtown was where I was, drinking away all those memories of you. Waking up not feeling fine, can't walk in a straight line. Open blinds and the sun reminds me of you.
Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Talk the Talk. My name is Danny Castaneda and I'm here with...
My name is Abigail Espinosa.
And today our guest is Mr. Tony.
Tony Forina, how are you, sir?
Good, good. How about yourself?
Doing very well. Abby, you okay?
Very good.
Awesome.
Very good.
Nice.
Awesome.
Tell us a little bit about what you do, Mr. Tony.
Well, nowadays I work for Hidalgo County Precinct 4, Commissioner Eli Torres. I'm her field operations supervisor, which means that I do a lot of the work with the guys that are actually out in the field, whether it be road and bridge, whether it be drainage, parks, even sanitation. I'm kind of her liaison to all the guys there. That's my day job. I do volunteer work. I work as a trustee for the McAllen Independent School District, so I'm a school board member. And then even then, you'll still catch me emceeing different events, whether it be UTR, to be baseball, basketball, or different events like that. So I try to keep busy.
Different.
Yes, yes.
Very different things that you do.
Yes, I do.
That's awesome. So you were an announcer at the State Farm Arena.
Yes, I was. Went back to the Dodge Arena, back to the second, going back to the second hockey game, because I missed the first hockey game. But the second hockey game forward, I did it for about 12 years, if that's how long we had a hockey. I was the public address announcer for the hockey team and did arena football, did the NBA, G League, D League, whatever you wanted to call it when I was there. So it was good. It was fun.
Wow. And so how did you get that gig? Was the Dodge Arena your first?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I started announcing when I was 18 years old.
Oh.
And I started off doing Little League Baseball in the big city of Alamo.
Oh, wow.
The big city.
They would host all-star tournaments, and I would be their announcer. And as always, it was part of the entertainment. Sometimes baseball games, despite the fact that they're all 5 years old and it's t-ball, it'll drag on a little bit. So I did my part as a sports fan and as an announcer, trying to entertain and keep the game flowing. So that's where I got my start. Started becoming a student at then UTPA, and the guys there spotted me and said, "Hey, you're that kid that announces." And I said, "Yeah." And picked up UTPA basketball, and I did basketball for the men's and women's teams while they were there. Didn't do baseball until about 2000, but some of the stuff there. And then State Farm Arena, Dodge Arena, now Payne Arena came along. Mm-hmm. The hockey team came about, and they asked me to do that. And it was a great time. It was a great run.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a long resume.
It is. It's not impressive, but it is a long resume.
Nice. So, did you graduate from Pan Am in communications?
I did not. When I was 19 years old, I decided it was time for me to join the workforce. And that's where I got my first radio gig. I was the overnight disc jockey on what was then B104, now known as Wild 104. So
yeah, for legal issues, they had to change the name.
Well, it was a new brand, so
yeah.
they made that switch, and more power to them. It's been a good run for them. They've had a good run. So
yeah, and I was talking to my stepsons. I believe it was yesterday about the B104 type, how they generated to Wild 104, and they were like, "What's B104?"
Yeah, B104. Let's see.
What is
You didn't know B104? Oh my gosh, Abby. B104, we were a station that played everything.
Yeah.
And that was our big downfall, is that we weren't so focused, and we were barely starting to get reggaeton was starting to come into the mix. There was rap that was coming along that we weren't playing, and it was, we tried covering so much space that we made ourselves so weak, and we had another radio station come into the market, which was then the Beat 96.1. I don't know if you remember that one, Abby.
It sounds familiar.
All right. So when the Beat 96.1 came into town, it just, it shred us apart, and the upper management there at Clear Channel at the time decided it was time to make a switch, and they took, which was the Heritage Contemporary station, and they flipped it to Wild. So
yeah, I mean, and going back to that, I mean, it was so much because a lot of people started listening to 96.1 because it was something different
Right.
that nobody actually heard here in the valley, and it was like songs that were like playing in the East Coast,
Houston, San Antonio, New York, some Chicago.
yeah, and it just surprised everybody, and everybody was trying to switch to that. And once that went away, it was only left Wow 104, and now that's all there is. Just
Yeah.
Wow 104.
Well, you've got Wild 104, you've got Mix 107.9.
Yeah.
They're kind of going after the same people there. You know, there's radio for everybody. And nowadays it's so easy because you can just put it on your phone and put Spotify on, and we go from there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it all depends on what you want to hear.
And you were on ESPN, right?
I did do some sports talk radio.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, it was great. You know, as a sports fan, you know,
It's like the dream.
exactly. Somebody's going to pay you to talk sports all day, and my favorite thing is I'm a diehard baseball fan.
Okay.
I'm a New York Yankees fan, 26 World Series championships, so you know you try to build around that. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you know, when it comes to football. So we've got 6 Super Bowl titles there, and then you just blend everything in. And down here, a lot of people love to talk about high school football and high school athletic programs. So it's always a great discussion, and being the historian that I am, I always went back to that. It was, you know, remember the days of this coach, or remember the days of this player, and a lot of the people were like, okay, I can relate to that and understand that. So.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great time, and you know, if you have the opportunity to do what we're doing here,
Yeah.
this was always our theme, was just, we're gonna sit around the table and we're gonna talk about, Abby, what was your favorite play of the day that you saw on Sports Center today, you know? And you tell me it was the dunk from the Memphis, New York game, and you know, and then you know what, hey, let's talk about the preseason baseball and the Grapefruit League, you know, what do you feel about that?
And I believe that's what a lot of young generation are trying to do nowadays, as far as doing the podcast.
Yes.
Because I mean, I've wanted to do a podcast, but just sports entertainment.
Yeah.
Just talk about it. Maybe watch all the games on Sunday and then talk about it on Monday.
Well, that's
Not like the shows that
a Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah.
That's if you just want to limit yourself to football, that's a good thing to do. But don't forget that we've got the NBA, we've got Major League Baseball, we've got the XFL that's out now that plays. So you know, there's so many different opportunities, so many different sports that you can hit and say, hey, this is something that I really enjoy and a passion that I want to build on. This past year, I was very fortunate. The guys from Area 956 picked us up to do a weekly high school football talk show. And then it was, you know, it was an hour, and it was at a local gym. It was a half hour. And we basically chose 4 games, and we said, these are the 8 teams that are going head to head, and this is what we think we can do. And, you know, it was a great program that we had a good run with.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
For our audience, is there any advice that maybe an audience member is willing to do what you went through, like to be an announcer and stuff like that? What advice can you give?
You've got to have fun with it. You've got to, I mean, that's the key thing right there. If you're not having fun doing what you're doing, then you're in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
To me, you know, any chance that I get to announce, whether it be a UTRGV or if it's, you know, an opportunity. I just did the CONCACAF games that were at the HEB Park. For me, that was a blast because it's something new and it's something, and I the former public address announcer for the New York Yankees was a gentleman by the name of Bob Shepard. He's passed away, but he said everybody can pronounce these names. You want to have the poetry to be able to pronounce other people's name and make it seem as if that's a word that you use every day, you know. And to me, that's a part of it. It's part of the show. You can have a great team and a horrible show, and people will say, man, that team was good, but the ambiance, the music they played, it just didn't really work out. But you could have a horrible team, and if you've got a great show that goes around that team, people will still say, hey, I want to go because the last time we went, I had such a great time. They were dropping things from the ceiling. They put people on the court. They had the opportunity to do this and do that. So it's all about how it all ties together.
Yeah. Nice. For our audience, where can they get more information if they have any questions they want to ask you? Where can they get a hold of you?
They can hit me up on Twitter at 956Forina, at 956Forina. And, I've got my school board page that's wide open to everybody. Check me out on Facebook at McAllen ISD Trustee Place 4, Tony Forina. They can send me a message through there and we'll be good to go. It's a great time. It's fun. If we get to do sports, we get to do radio, music, and you combine it all together, everybody has a great time doing what they do.
Yeah.
So how did you transition from sports to now working for the county and the school district? It's such a big difference.
Well, I was, when I ran for school board back in 2015, it was something, I thought politics would be something that I would eventually jump into. It seemed like it was a natural progression for me. I had the opportunity to run, I did, and I won, and it was like, okay, so let's start working with the school board. And I had 4 kids at the time that were in school with McAllen ISD. So that was my main priority, was making sure that every child had that opportunity, they had the access. 2019, I ran again, I won by 12 votes. So when somebody tells you that every vote matters, take it from me, every vote matters. It's all, you gotta take advantage of that. And I'm starting my second term. Great things on the forecast for McAllen ISD and for the entire region. And then when Commissioner Torres got elected, we had met each other through different school board conferences before. She got elected and she reached out and said, hey, I have this opportunity. I'd like to see if you're interested. To me, it was a good opportunity to try something new.
Yeah, why not?
And get that done. So
Was
it's been a
that
real pleasure.
transition easy for you?
No,
because
no.
Going from something that you announced, something that you love to do, something passionate, and then going from a 9-to-5 job.
Well, the announcing stuff, that's all the stuff that I do on the side. That's not my bread and butter. Before I worked in development, fundraising for UTRGV athletics.
No.
So I would go out and I would talk to folks and, hey, Abby, listen, you played for our volleyball team and now the volleyball team needs your help to give back to the program. Are you able to help out and do things like that? So for me, it was an opportunity to spread my wings and learn something new. I'm a firm believer that if you learn something new every day, you're living life.
Yeah.
And the minute that you're not learning something new, you're dead. So to me, it was a good opportunity to jump in and try it.
Yeah. So you're very busy.
I try to be.
So what do you do in your free time?
In my free time, I have my son that he's currently a baseball player on a JV team there at Rowe. I love, just kind of hanging out, and I love window shopping. Don't ask me why. Maybe my wallet says that I can't.
Any particular type of stores?
No, all the stores. Let's go.
Any
Let's
window.
go. Yeah. I'm all about window shopping and seeing what's out there and seeing, what we can get.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
when you're not looking for the deal, that's when you find the deal.
Yeah.
But when you go to look for it, you're not going to find it anywhere.
Yeah.
So
true.
That's the way it is.
yeah, that's how it rolls out. I don't know why.
Well, there you have it, folks. Mr. Tony Forina. You can get a hold of him if you have any questions. Till next time, this is Talk the Talk with Danny Castañeda and
Abigail Espinosa. Thanks for tuning in.
thank you.
Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Now that you have somebody new, I got something to tell you, but please don't hear me out. 'Cause I know you won't listen to a word I say, 'cause I hurt you bad. I know I hurt you so bad.